Hello fellow sim racers, it's Maserati time. I'm continuing my journey through the Assetto Corsa Competizione GT4 pack, previewing what each of these cars is like in racing conditions. If you want to know with a bit more nuance what the pack is like and the cars, etc., then go and check out the main review video on the main channel. This is very much a racing experiment, so let's see what the Maserati can do. Dropped a bit far back from the Alpine in front of us, but still got a good start. 3 wide into Cops is always a bad idea. We've got that Alpine on the inside, still going to have to give him room. Got through that okay, managed to get past the pair of Aston Martins though, so no harm, no foul. Very early braking from the AI there on the run into Maggots. Caught me very off guard. Now we've got the Aston Martins for company behind, which I thought I'd already left for dust. See if we can get on the power nice and early coming out of Beckett's, and we can get a run on this Alpine down the hangar straight.
Car on the right.
Good looking car, that Alpine. Definite favourite of mine in the pack for driving. I say favourite, I've got about 4 favourites. Let's see if we can run around the outside. There's gonna still have to leave room. Gonna have to delay getting on the power. Job just about done in the end, but it's caused us a drop back from the AMG very temporarily because he's in traffic and I could actually brake at a sensible point. So first lap, very cold tyres still. The balance of the car is very much further rearward than it would normally be. Front starting to come in before the rears means that this is a bit slidey, so this could be interesting. We're going to have to be very gentle through the chicane for the first time. Not too bad in the end. I thought that was going to be a horror show, but we've got away with it. This is a very neutrally balanced car normally, and once the tyres come at temperature, it will be. But for now, it's a bit exotic feeling. So let's see if we can get past this AMG Mercedes while we're still getting up to temperature. In fact, front tyre temps are pretty much there. Pressures are pretty good. Wow, AMG braking early, nearly caught me off guard. Still haven't quite got the rears in the right window, so the rear tire wanted to try and overtake the front as we braked and turning left there. Should have taken third all the way through Luffield. That's left me on the back foot coming down the start-finish straight now, sadly. See if we can carry a bit more speed through Cops than the cars in front. I don't know where the braking point is because I've not really done any practice. That was not bad at all. Could have carried in a tiny bit more speed, but I'm pretty happy with that. Rear's now up to pressure, car feeling really good. It's one of the defining factors of this pack is just how much the balance of some of these cars does change, I should say, over the first lap or two, depending on how long it takes to get up to pressure. Still a little bit snappy at the rear if you stamp on the throttle like I did there. Probably not best advised. So it's a couple of days till the GT4 pack comes out if you're watching this on release day. I think it comes out on the 15th. And I think you guys are going to really love these cars. There's such a diversity of driving. The last car I recorded a video in was the KTM Crossbow, which is just the exact opposite of this car in almost every conceivable way. This is a refined driving experience. This is a car that does what you tell it to, whereas the KTM is sort of a go-kart that you strap yourself into and it sort of does whatever it likes, really. Refined is a good word for this. It's Italian style. It very much feels like a Grand Touring car, while other cars in the pack clearly don't. I think, there's an argument that the BMW does feel a bit more like a touring car. It certainly looks like a touring car. While the KTM is, more spaceship. I have to leave room for the Mercedes there, annoyingly, which is costing us time. We will get him here on the run down the Wellington Straight. Maserati Gran Turismo seemingly having plenty of mid-range grunt, unlike the KTM I was just talking about, which overtaking really had to be done in braking zones or ideally through the middle of corners. Even worse than that, while it was good on the brakes, it really did lack in grunt, unfortunately. So you've got a car that even if you get a better run out of a corner, you can start to see other cars pull away from you, even if you're in the slipstream. It's upsetting. Right, where was that braking point? I was pretty happy with it last time. Not bad, not bad. Lost a bit of time getting on the power a little bit late. Perhaps carried a tiny bit too much speed in. But let's see if we can cruise up to the back of this Camaro. This is feeling very good and planted through maggots and Beckett's.
You're halfway through. Keep pushing.
Very happy with how the car's feeling at the moment. Front tyre pressure's a little bit high actually, but no problem at all. We're going to get a fairly short race here at Silverstone because the lap times are where they go 2:14 for the last lap. Compare that to a sort of maybe a 1:58 for a good race lap in the GT3s. Rear tyres slightly over pressure as well. I suspect I got the tyre pressures wrong, but that may or may not be the cause of that particular bit of snap oversteer. Felt a little bit like lift off oversteer. It was as I was coming off of the brakes, as I was trail braking. Haven't really experienced that before, so we're going to have to see as the car develops what was the cause of that. But if we look at the rear left tyre pressure in particular, I suspect that's the culprit. That is now 0.7 psi or so over the optimum. So I think I've probably I've just used the default settings, and this unseasonably warm day at Silverstone might be the cause of a few issues through the rest of this race. We'll see what I can do though. I am having to be a little bit gentle, particularly through the left-handers, although I think the rear right tyre is going to catch up pretty soon as well. Okay, no, we're not doing too badly, and as you can see, obviously time's tumbling. 1.1 second up on my delta, but a lot of that is to do with the fact that I was battling cars on previous laps. This is nowhere near a representative fast lap time. Right, okay, let's see what we can do. Nice clear lap. Little bit of oversteer on turn in, not too bad. Something a bit bizarre going on with the delta there at the beginning. I don't think that's representative. I highly doubt that I was 0.3 up and then lost it all through the turn-in phase to that corner. Getting 0.3 up before Cops is pretty much impossible. Right, we have sailed up to the back of this Camaro this lap, and I think that's in part due to the KTM crossbar at the front of this little train. It's a car that certainly when it steps out and gets messy, it loses a whole bunch of time. It can get very slidey, I think perhaps due to the short wheelbase. So we've got a Ginetta running very wide there. Let's plant the throttle, use a bit of the runoff area to see what's happening, and just linger around in a position that might lead to an overtake. Wow, Ginetta bouncing over the curbs. I can't go anywhere because there's a whacking great brick of a Camaro on the inside. I'm going to have to leave room on the apex. Hope he doesn't understeer into me. We're okay. I'm going to keep my foot buried on the throttle. Hope I don't get a track cut penalty. I don't. Probably should have for that, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. Oh, good fun. I am enjoying racing this Maserati here. Do we go for a big send? Big late send on the Ginetta. We do. Got away with that, but I'm going to be wrong-footed for the hairpin. One of the most awkward corners on the calendar, this one. And this is in a GT4 car, it feels awkward. I mean, you can't imagine what it feels like in a Formula 1 car. We got a better run, thanks to the wider angle. Just casual pass down the Wellington straight now. I'm going to have to do it into the braking zone here, which is... Oh, it's challenging. In fact, Ginetta does a really good job of carrying some speed into the corner. I've mentioned in one or two of the other videos that the AI does a really good job of running alternate lines in these GT4s. Way, 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 way better than in the GT3 cars. Obviously, less aero push and things like that does make it easier for the cars to run close to each other. So that's a real positive. We're going to run out of room. Where's the AI brake? I'm going to brake a little bit early. Wow, AI is slow through Cops. That caught me out a little bit, even though I was still prepared for it. Can we go round the outside of the second part of Maggots? We can. Ooh, we shouldn't though. That was risky. Right, let's get the car back on the right trajectory so we don't get completely destroyed down the hangar straight. Got a whole bunch of oversteer for good measure as well. I think we're all right though. Let's see if we can break the toe a little bit. That Camaro is coming up fast. Wow. Oh, braked a little bit late for... Forgot the name of the corner. It's gone. Completely gone. Now, who have we got in front? We have a Porsche. That is a particularly good car here. Wow. Power oversteer coming out of club is not what I was expecting. We are 3 seconds behind that Porsche, so I should put to bed any ideas of being able to catch the guy, given that we've got half a lap left. But yeah, Maserati is one of the picks of the pack in terms of drivability. I think this is a car that most people should be able to pick up and go quickly with early on without having to overthink it too much. There are other cars that potentially are going to be able to go quicker. The McLaren feels very quick, the Porsche as well. But I think this is definitely one that you're just going to be able to be there or thereabouts without having to really try too hard to learn the nuances of the driving. Though you probably should, as amply demonstrated by my sort of half-assed attempt here. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this particular race. I have. This is probably my favourite of all the ones I've done so far. And I'm about 8 in now, I think, out of the 11. A couple more to go. Going to be doing the McLaren next, which I'm looking forward to as a Woking native. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to check out some of the other videos in this series, then they'll be on the channel. Otherwise, do go and check out the proper review video of this GT4 pack. Which has had a lot more effort put into it than this one. Anyway, guys, all that's left to say is thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.